Do you want that now? Yeah. She loves it. You just need to pack in so many toys, so much things to entertain them with. And then if you're out all day, you're gonna have to reuse that changing pad. It's got like stained dry poo on it. Guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Ree. This is Nia. If you are new here, then welcome. So, I thought I'd do a little video because I loved doing the what's in my hospital bag when I was pregnant. And I thought, oh, what a fun video idea to put what's in my nappy bag. And I think it's so nice to have a little nose of whatever mums take out with them. Maybe I'm missing something really vital that you're like, whoa, like how do you not take that out? You need to take that out with you. That'll make your life so much easier. I'd love to know. So please comment down below if that is the case and you've watched this video. Nia is now 6 months. So what I've packed in my hospital bag, probably there's a lot more than what you'd need to pack for a newborn. So I'm going to start off with what I'd pack in my bag with a newborn, and then I'm obviously going to add on to the things I put in now, which obviously is all the weaning stuff, but I tried to keep it minimal as much as possible because my bag is bulging to the seams now. Like it is like I have to proper shove the zip to like close it. You'll see now in a minute. So I'm just going to put her down next to me. So hopefully she'll be nice and chilled. Right, so let's get on with the video. So this is the bag that I take out with me. So it is actually quite, I don't know if you'd say this is a big nappy bag or if this is a small nappy bag. It fits perfectly onto the back of the pram, or on the front of the pram, sorry. With these two little handles, you just click on and it never really seems to bother me. I actually quite like it right there. I pop my phone in here, in this little pocket, so when I need to use it, I just take it out like straight away. Like I quite like this bag. My nan bought it for me, so it is from Stork Sack. And I know they are quite pricey, but they come with hand wipes for mother and baby. They come with a changing mat, some creams as well, like baby creams. Okay, do you want to come sit with me? So this is really hefty. So I've got this like shoved in there. I got this from Amazon and it's from a make called Local Lake. I can't really tell what it says. But I thought it was really, really cute. I loved the cowl print, as like there was loads of other little designs you could get. But it's so good. So it has a little handle thing and you can literally just clip that onto the pram if you want. Because I know sometimes when you're going out, you don't need to actually take absolutely everything with you. So say you're only popping to Tesco, you just need nappies and a changing mat. You don't need to take weaning things, milk, like if you fed her before you leave, all of this going on. So yeah. And also I think when you're in a restaurant as well, so like say you're eating and she needs to be changed, you can literally just take this pouch with you to the changing mat in the disabled toilet, because I don't know how many times I've gone into the toilet where the changing station is in like a restaurant or like a small shop or anywhere like that, and you've got this bag with you and there's nowhere to put the bag. And do you really want to be putting this bag down on the toilet floor? Like some of the toilets I've been in to change her, they stink and they're disgusting. The floor's wet and like, yeah, it's not nice. You don't want to put your nappy bag on the floor. You don't really want to put it on the open toilet either, and also the only place really to put it is either on the changing station, what folds down, and obviously the baby's on there, so there's not really much room, and maybe on the nappy bin. It's not like the most hygienic either, like you just don't know how often they wipe that down. Yeah, so you don't want to be bringing germs into your house with that nappy bag. So I thought this was great because you don't have to hang, you don't have to put this really anywhere, because this is the changing mat and it's wipeable as well. So I really, really advise getting a wipeable changing mat. I had like a cloth changing mat that came with this bag and it was so annoying. You get poo on the changing mat, and then if you're out all day, you're gonna have to reuse that changing pad. It's got like stained dry poo on it. Whereas this, you could just wipe that down straight away and the poo comes off it. And you don't have to wash it in the wash machine every time you get a little bit of poo or wee on it. You could just wipe it with like antibacterial. So much easier. But this is really good. I got this from Amazon, and it's got like little compartments. So the bottom compartment there, you can literally put the wipes, and you don't even have to take the wipes out, and you can just take the wipes out the middle. It's got another little like netted compartment here, and I've got the nappies, and I've got nappy sacks in there. And then on the side I've got a spare outfit for her. So I've got, this is like a little vest. I always just take out a vest and a sleep suit, because I always just think that if I'm out and about and she's had an explosive poo to the point that I've got to change her clothes, I'm flustered, I'm hot, I'm sweaty, and I don't want to be faffing with like socks and leggings and like everything going on with like a little outfit that I've packed. And I always pack like a zip one, because in that moment, zoop, up, done. That's my advice with that. Always just take a sleep suit out. And also in here I've just got a little mini pseudo cream, which is like what I always just use for her, because I think it just works really well. Like if she's got nappy rash, I feel like this works better than nappy rash cream. Like it always just clears it up, and I always put it on when she just looks a little bit red, just to protect her skin. But obviously you can pack nappy rash cream, or you can pack like a barrier cream instead. And what I really like about this changing mat is that it's actually got like a little headrest, which is really good, because I do find whenever I put her down on these changing stations that come off the wall, they're so hard and it's probably not very comfortable, so it's nice to give her like a little bit of comfort. So we go on to feeding. So if you're breastfeeding, obviously you don't need to bring these things, you just need your boob. So you can kind of ignore this if you're planning on breastfeeding, but I only breastfed for about 3 weeks, so I had to take other things in the nappy bag with me after those 3 weeks. So obviously you'll need a sterilised bottle, which I just take. Then what we do, it depends on what formula you are feeding your baby, but a lot of the formula brands will do the ready to feed bottles, which we always take out with us. And we used to literally, because you can give it room temperature, you don't have to do anything with it, pour it into the bottle and feed her straight away. But little miss here is become very fussy with her milk. I think it's from using the Tommy Tippy Perfect Prep machine. It gives them heated milk every single time, obviously, because that's nice. And she's just got the taste for a little bit of heat now. So we used to literally just take that out with us, but now we'll take out a flask as well. And I like these thick ones because I put hot water in it. I'll pour the hot water in here, and then I'll literally just put the bottle in there, heat the milk up, then pour it into the baby bottle. Also, we don't always have these in the house, so if we're in a rush and we don't have any, we also do have, this is just like a little formula pot. I just got this from Tesco and has little compartments, so you can use this in the night as well when you're first feeding your baby, because you feed them so regularly, and you just measure out the scoops, and then you can put it in each compartment. So it's got 3 little compartments there. You measure out the scoops, and then you can turn the little nozzle round to where you want to pour it out, and then I'd pour it into the bottle, put the boiling water in the bottle instead that time. So that's a little bit of an idea if you are wondering like how you're going to feed your baby out, if you're using formula, or maybe you're using a special formula that you get from the pharmacy because your baby has a milk intolerance or something and needs to have soya formula, and you don't know, because you can't have these, you don't know how to feed your baby if you're going to be out for like a long day or whatever. These are really useful to use, and just take a flask out with you. And then we've got this, which is really useful. I've got a few of these, so I always just have one left in there and packed. So this is basically, it's a bit gross, but when your baby is really congested, you put it in their nose, suction it out, and it takes the boogers out. So that's always really useful to have. Also, I always keep on the side, on the outside pocket, just always put in a muslin or a birth cloth or burp cloth, whatever you want to call it. So whenever I need to use it, I can just quickly grab it out. I don't need to go into the nappy bag, scurrying around finding things. And then in the same pocket, I've got a little bib, which is really good now that she's teething, because they produce so much saliva and spit when they're teething. So that's always good to like have on them if she is making her top wet or whatever. And then on the other outside pocket, as a Emergency, I've got a little sterilizer box with a spare dummy. Always take a spare dummy out with her. So I'll always put a dummy in her mouth when she's going into the car seat or into the pram. So technically we always go out with 2 dummies, but I always have a spare one in the box. And I always put in a spare little dummy clip as well, because you just never know when you've forgotten one, and it's so annoying when before, like, we've gone for a walk in the park and we've just looked down and her dummy's just gone, and then when we've walked back we've literally seen a dummy on the floor, couldn't use it. And like, if you forget to take the spare dummy as well, it's really, really annoying. So dummy clip is always a must. These are just really, really cheap. I just got these from Amazon and they just come in like loads of different patterns. They're not the prettiest or the most aesthetic, but they do the job. So, and then we go on to if your little one is weaning. So Nia is doing baby-led weaning. So we are giving her like finger food. So like finger-shaped banana pieces or broccoli or carrots and things like that. But I do find when you go out, I've done it once. We went to Nando's and did it. And it was really, really fun feeding her. But I feel like the anxiety around baby-led weaning, of the fear of her choking, I just would not want to be in such a public place if anything was to happen. The thought, I remember when we were feeding her chicken in Nando's, and the thought of her choking and then me having to like get her out of that wooden high chair with loads of people around and doing back blows. And when you're first starting out baby-led weaning as well, you are a little bit anxious if you're anything like me, and you kind of do overreact with certain things sometimes. So if she is just gagging a little bit too much and I'm like, oh my gosh, she's choking, and then like I get her out and like she's absolutely fine and it's completely normal for them to gag, you just worry, and I wouldn't want to be in a busy environment worrying like that. So I do pack a little pouch, which is convenient as well because you just literally keep it in the nappy bag and you don't need to worry about it. So if you forget it one time, it's always good just to have them there as a backup. But I always just have a little like Ella's kitchen pouch. We don't really use these, but I think they're really useful. Just like the ready to feed formula bottles. They're just useful just to have in the nappy bag, just when you're out and about as a backup sort of solution. I always put it in this sandwich bag just because it keeps it all together and it's easy just to grab out the nappy bag. I always put in a silicone bib, and I always just pack a little spoon in there as well. And then we go on to, because of her age, and as you can see, she's very fidgety. She doesn't just sit still and sit nicely. So I always pack in one of these. These are really, really good toys to pack in a nappy bag for your 6+ month-year-old. On the bottom is a little suction thing. So if you're in a restaurant or like a cafe, you can suction it onto the table, and she just loves it. So you can see it now. She'll just play with this for absolutely ages, and it stays there. She can't throw it on the floor because, as you know, when they're playing out and they throw one of their toys or anything on the floor, like, you're really wary about whether giving it back to them because it's just touched the floor and it's not very hygienic. So this is really good because it just stays on the table and it can entertain her for quite a while. Also packing this, another little toy, all the toys. This is what I've learned as she's turned 6 months. You just need to pack in so many toys, so much things to entertain them with, because they will be demanding and like stress you out when you're out, which is always good to distract them in any sort of way. And I always take this out as well. This is just like a hanging thing. It's from Mamiya, I think, but it's kind of sensory. It makes all these weird noises when she touches it, and she just seems to like, she loves this. Like, this is probably one of her favourite toys when we're out. Like, she'll really, really be intrigued by it for ages. So that's a good one to take as well. And oh my gosh, another toy. So we've got another rattle. See, I just pack the bag full of toys. It never used to be like this. I think there was probably just a rattle in there to begin with, and I learned quickly. So there's that as well. And then we've also got in there a little teether because she is teething, so it's always useful to have in there. Do you want that now? Do you want that now? Yeah. She loves it. And then on the topic of teething, I always take out a little Bonjela in there for her as well, because I think it like numbs their gums a little bit when they're teething, which is really useful. What else do we have in the big bag of tricks? Oh right, so on the topic of changing nappies, I also just take a little anti-bac sanitizer in there as well. Just don't know where you're going to be changing your baby as well. You might not be in a public place that have the right changing facilities, so you'll be changing your baby in the back of the car. I think once before I could not find a baby changing station, and I changed her in her carry cart. I made sure no one could see, and it was out in the big outdoors, but it was summertime and I just didn't know what to do. I was stressing, she was screaming, and I just changed her in the carry cart. I put a mat down and I just changed her in that. So that's obviously a useful thing to have, to make sure my hands are clean after I've changed her. And then in the side I've got my purse, which is useful to have, because I have noticed I just don't carry my own bag around with me now. The nappy bag is now my handbag. That is the case. I have medication in there, so my normal medication, and I also take paracetamol around with me just in case I get some period pain or whatever. Always take my AirPods with me. If you've watched my other videos, you'll know I love listening to podcasts and going for pram walks with Mia. And then I also take a Vaseline, of course. I literally don't go anywhere without a Vaseline. So sorry if this video was really, really distracting or quite annoying to listen to, because she's making a lot of noise and it's hard to film a video when you have a little baby with you. But that is what I pack in my nappy bag. If you've enjoyed this video, then please give it a thumbs up. It will just really help me to know what videos you guys like watching. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!